I can be found at tony.taylor@yahoo.com. And my phone number is 515-401-8630. And you might want to check out, or you should check out, iowafathers.com, American Coalition for Fathers and Children, and Fathers for Justice. I'm looking at a Senate Study Bill 1281, and it was introduced in Iowa, and it's proposed Committee on Judiciary bill by Chairman Kerman. It's a bill for an act relating to the post-secondary education subsidy being enacted by the General Assembly of the State of Iowa. A parent may be ordered to provide post-secondary education subsidy for the parent's child under the subsection whether or not the parents of the child were married to one another. Now, let me explain to you what this means. What this means is that you are a slave. See, only a lawyer could sit here and have all this dribble, and after you're done listening to it, you're sitting there with this dumb look on your face, kind of halfway smiling. No, it's called slavery. In Pennsylvania, they say that you cannot force a divorced man to pay for their kids to go to college under penalty of being put in jail unless you also force a married man to pay for their kids to go to college under penalty of going to jail. Not really jail, but debtor's prison is what it is, which was outlawed in 1833 when Wilberforce died. And he was an abolitionist that fought these crazy things. So, but Iowa, and I specifically went to the Senate floor, eyeball to eyeball, to talk to the prime movers of this piece of legislation, and like, what are you doing here? You know. Well, and of course his answer is, well, we're just trying to help out. No. You don't need to be getting in people's knickers. You know what I mean? If a man wants to send his kid to college, he can send his kid to college. If he doesn't want to send his kid to college, how are you going to force a man under penalty of going to jail because he's divorced to send the children to college, or in this case, for someone who necessarily wasn't married? So the bottom line is that these people are invasive. These people have a nanny government. These people are going to force you to do what they feel is right. They're going to have you as a slave for a quarter of a century. And the people, why don't people get this? Why don't guys understand that if you produce a baby in this country, in this state, and across this country, that these people can use that child as shackles around your neck like Kunta Kinte, and they're going to extract all kinds of money off you. And of course, somehow, some way, that money finds its way back to help out the government. They use the children as cattle. They use the children as a revenue source. It's absolutely horrible. It's dreadful. It is reprehensible. Senate Study Bill 1281, talking about an act relating to the post-secondary education subsidy that they want to enact at the General Assembly of the State of Iowa. And I just want to make it as clear as I can. A slave by any other name is just as much a slave. Now, we don't call them slaves. We have all this political correctness nonsense. We have all these laws concerning they're going to tell you what you're allowed to say and what you're not going to say. The Founding Fathers says that you have a right of free speech. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to teach people how to talk, and we're going to some person in the background is going to decide what is acceptable and what is not acceptable to say. Now, we're going to go back to the tyranny that we left in England under these repressive tyrant kings. But I'm telling you like it is. It is nothing short of slavery to come to a divorced man or a guy that produced a baby and tell him, you will send this kid to college, you will pay for this kid to go to college, or we will put you in debtor's prison in the state of Iowa. That is insane. But yet you come up to a married guy and you can't force him under penalty of going to debtor's prison to send his kid to college. And so they've made these men into slaves. They've used these children as financial handcuffs on people. It's absolutely horrible bill. Senate Study Bill 1281.